Perhaps some of our favorite childhood games didn't age as well as we think, and that's okay. Welcome to Second Monitor Sessions. This is something you can throw on in the background while you're gaming, something that you can throw on while you're trying to sleep, study, do work, whatever. I personally like background noise while I'm doing stuff, so I thought I would contribute to that. Anyway, today's topic is nostalgia and old games. I think we have rose-tinted goggles when it comes to older games. If you actually go and play them now, not all of them age well. For example, I recently played Jak and Daxter 2, a game that I thought was in my top 10, and it's not as good as I remember it. It had a lot of issues with difficulty, with fairness, I'd say, game design, level design. Over the years, games have evolved for the better, whether it be checkpoints, smoother controls, more accessibility settings, level design. We don't have as many escort missions as we used to. And I don't know why we had this strange fascination with inverted camera back in the day. That I don't get that nowadays. But I think something that's important to think about is these games were great for their era. For example, I played Halo 1 recently. I was always a PlayStation guy. I played Halo 3 multiplayer, but that was about it. Because, during the 360 PS3 era, it was all about multiplayer. That was when it really took off. Even though I know they had kind of extensions or expansions for the PS2 and Xbox, but I was logged into multiplayer. Never really played Halo 1, never played the campaign for Halo 1, so I thought, why not give it a try now? It was rough. I felt it was very bare bones compared to first-person shooters today. There was a lack of ambiance and background music in that game. The story was good. The story was the one thing that really stood out to me. That has aged well, but everything else, having to pick up health packs and I don't know. The gameplay was fine too, but it was overall just not as good as I thought it would be. But then I got to thinking, this game came out a long time ago, over 20 years ago, and it's the one that really redefined the first-person shooter genre, and I have to give it its flowers for that. I have to put myself in that mindset. I have to think, okay, let's go back to the early 2000s. Let's compare this to other first-person shooters at the time, and this would blow it out of the water. Games like Siphon Filter and others such as that, I think Halo clears them. It's just something to think about, right? We don't always keep track of every little positive and negative that games had back in the day. If I think of the early Call of Duties that really shaped my early teens, such as Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, I just think about how polished they were. I think about the good times with friends, the sweatiness, the ninja diffuses, clutching up, even failing, even getting laughed at because my aim was bad. But overall, it's a positive experience, and I think about it in a positive light. If you were to go play them nowadays, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. You had issues, whether it was hit detection, you feel like you're around the corner, but you get shot somehow. It's Martyrdom, it's Juggernaut, it's Commando Pro, it's Noob Tubes. All that stuff was an issue, but we don't remember that, or we kind of block that out because it was an overall positive experience. But I will say there are definitely games that still hold up. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 hold up in my opinion. These are just some random examples. Although Kingdom Hearts 1 does have a camera issue, but it is what it is. There's other ones I've recently played, such as Simpsons Hit and Run, NBA Street 2, absolute classic. And there's tons more that have aged well. There are certain genres that tend to age better than others. Shooters don't age well in my opinion. I've said Siphon Filter, there's other games such as that. Some of the old 007 games might not, age like you think they did. I believe platformers age very well. Platformers, it's hard to do them wrong. They might be bare bones, but hey man, platforming's easy, what can I say? Another thing I like about older games is there's no battle passes to worry about, no daily challenges, no constant online nonsense. You don't have to buy skins, you don't have to put in any codes for anything. It's just plug and play, and that's beautiful. That simplicity, we need more of that nowadays. This topic has been on my mind ever since I started playing older games, but something that sparked it recently was a streamer I watch played a series that I hold in high regard, which is Infamous, and they hated it. They absolutely hated it. And even though it was highly recommended, you had some people saying it looked bad. You had some people saying it wasn't as good as others were saying it was. And I have an issue with that because you don't know. You don't know. You have to play it for yourself. You have to see how the game feels to you, because how one person plays is different from the other, and you might have a positive experience. That game might lend itself more to you than the other person, and just because you have a negative experience with it doesn't mean everyone will. And you might have to be careful suggesting certain games to people, because I had this conversation with friends recently about how they kind of don't want to see other people play their favorite games, because if it doesn't align with them, if they don't enjoy it, it's kind of like souring your experience, or you don't want to see your favorites get shit on. And I can understand that. It's something you hold dear. You don't want to see something you like get put down. But at the end of the day, we don't all like the same things, and that's okay. I just implore you to try it out yourself. Give something a chance, even if you don't like it. At least you tried it. I'll leave you with this. Replay one of your older favorite games. See if it stacks up nowadays. It might not. It probably won't. Maybe Super Mario 64 isn't as good now that you've played Super Mario Odyssey, but that's okay because you're not in the same place that you were back then. You can't recreate all the circumstances, but I think you could still enjoy it. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if it still holds up. But just remember, games have improved, life has moved on, but nothing will ever be able to change the way you felt or the experiences you had with those games. Well, that's it for me. I'm glad I could give your second monitor something to do. Till next time.
Quit your yapping!